to, you know, engage you, okay, pending other people joining. And if you know anybody who will be able to benefit from this session, a session like this, you're already here, why not share the link to them so that they can also join? All right. So let's get the ball rolling. Like I said, my name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I'll be your host for today's session. Okay, first, where are you joining us from? I want to know where you are joining us from. Are you joining from Lagos? Are you joining from the UK? Are you joining from Abuja? Are you joining from one of the other African countries, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa? I would love to know. Type it in the chat box. Type it in the chat box. I would love to know where you are joining us from. Port Harcourt, Lagos, Kaduna, Abuja, Anambra, Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Nigeria. Fantastic. Where are my Kenyan brothers and sisters? Where are my Ghanaian brothers and sisters as well? Let me know where you are joining us from, and then we will get started. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, fantastic one. Edo State, Lagos, Edo. Fantastic, Onitsha. That's fantastic. You can see the beauty of sessions like this is that regardless of where you're situated, you can benefit from a session like this without even leaving your house. Okay, so you're all welcome. You're all welcome. I can see we are now over 60 on the call. Okay, so while we're waiting for others to join us, today we're going to be doing something insightful. You may have already seen the flyer. We're going to be talking about where and how to search for jobs online. It's easier than you think, but it is highly tactical. And you'd see why that is the case in a short while. Okay? You'd see why that is the case in a short while. I have a riddle that I brought to this session. If you don't mind, I could riddle you guys and you tell me the answer. Who is up for my riddle? Who is up for my riddle? Who is up for my riddle? It's a very little riddle. Okay. Who is up? Who is up? Who is up? Just one person is interested. Who is up for my riddle? I am okay. Fantastic. So I would want you to type your answers in the chat once I tell you the question. Okay. Here goes the riddle. Here goes the riddle. People who have not joined us are missing. People who haven't joined us are missing. Okay, let me use style to buy them a little bit of time. Okay, the next 1 minute I'm going to riddle you guys. I'm going to riddle you guys so that you tell me the answer. You tell me the answer. Okay, you tell me the answer. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so here is my riddle. Here is my riddle. Here is my riddle. Okay. What cult is the hardest to join? What cult is the hardest to join? You may be wondering, what kind of riddle is this? That's why it's a riddle. Okay, that's why it's a riddle. All right. So who is gonna give me my answer? Who's gonna give me my answer? What cult is the hardest to join? Oh, people got the answer. Who got the answer first? Juliet. Difficult. Exactly. That's the answer. Difficult. Nobody's getting the answer wrongly. Wow, that's brilliant. You guys are fantastic. Let me give you guys a round of applause. Okay, I'll give you guys a round of applause. Brilliant. It's a cheeky kind of riddle. The answer is difficult. Okay, so I'm speaking about difficult today. We are going to be making something that is usually difficult very easy. That's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and then we'll start. So once you can see my screen, type crystal clear in the chat box. Once you can see my screen, type crystal clear in the chat box. Okay. All right, fantastic. Crystal clear. Okay, brilliant. Crystal clear. So we are leveling up in this year, okay? And today we're going to be discussing where and how to search for jobs online. So, but I want to know if I'm talking to the right set of people. Have you ever searched for job anywhere? Have you ever searched for job anywhere? Okay, or are you actively searching for job? Maybe you want to get into tech, you've been trying to search for jobs, but you really don't know where to go. Or maybe you know a couple of them, but you don't even know how to search properly for jobs. Fantastic, great. Today we'll be discussing something very, very unique. All right. So let's get started. But first off, I need to introduce myself properly to you. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I am the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebiant Analytics. Okay, I'm closing in on a decade of experience in the tech space, and I've had the opportunity to work with um, top conglomerates across the globe, notably Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands, and I worked with their branch in the US. And guess what? I did that remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. How cool is that? And in my career so far, I've had the opportunity to mentor and help 3,000 Africans, transition from classroom into the tech ecosystem. And I've also been a LinkedIn top voice, And one thing that is very interesting about myself that I love to share with people is that I also transitioned into tech. Okay, and if I did it, you can also do it. I had my background in mechanical engineering, and today I can call myself a successful data analyst and scientist. We'll come into that later on. Okay, many of us are joining our session here at Nebiant Analytics for the first time, so allow me to just tell you a little bit about Nebiant. Nebiant Analytics is an edtech firm, and what we seek to do is to bring premium tech training program to Africa. Now, if you look around you, there are so many tech training programs, but only a few are premium. And what makes us premium? It hovers around three things. First is the technical training in your preferred career path. Okay, now we have chosen some career paths: data analytics, data science, and business analysis, through which we help Africans get into. I'll get into the reasons why we chose that later on. Okay, now, depending on the career path of your choice, you go through three phases. Phase one is the practical training. You're going to work on real world case studies that mimic the real life, what you have, in the real job. And through that, you're going to learn. So you're going to be learning experientially, working on real world projects. You're also going to learn soft skills. Okay. And speaking about soft skills, the example of soft skills that you're going to be learning is what we are going to be doing today in this session. All right. And then the third thing is that you're going to get some lifetime services. Okay. Lifetime services. You only get all of those things with a premium tech training program like Nebiant Analytics. So, and that brings me to our roadmap for the day. Okay. That brings me to our roadmap for today. We're going to cover three things. Okay, first is what are the jobs to even look for. We'll start from there, because you're not just looking for jobs, but to jobs. So let's say you're job hunting for a specific career path outside of tech. What you'll be learning today would also be applicable to that. Okay, but first off, we're talking about tech, so let's discuss what jobs should you even be looking at and why. Now, when we've done that, we'll demystify what platforms you should be looking for these jobs, and how should you strategically, look for jobs in 2025. Okay, when you are looking for them online. Number two is we'll go into some of the extra layered career support that we offer here at Nibians Analytics. I mentioned some of them shortly at the beginning. And then there will be a special announcement at the end of the session, as well as question and answer. Okay, so in the course of my session today, if you have any questions, scribble it down on your jotter, type it somewhere on your phone, and towards the end, I would allow you to speak and you can ask me your questions at the end of today's session. I want to know if you are excited. I only want to speak with people who are excited to be here today to learn one or two things in today's session. Those are the people I want to speak with. Okay? All right, brilliant, brilliant. I can see the energy. Okay, I can feel the energy. Okay, brilliant. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So if there is anybody who is not in this session and you categorize them as a loved one or a friend or a colleague, this is the point where you want to send them this link. It is not too late yet. So I believe you want a tech job in 2025. I don't need to ask you this question, or do I? I believe you want a tech job in 2025. Correct? You want a tech job in 2025. And surprisingly, 2025 is fast spent. We are now in the second quarter. Okay, so if you are still asking yourself this question, then it's almost getting too late, because 2025 is fast spent. Okay, so but if you want a tech job in 2025, there are some tech jobs you should be looking at. And I'll tell a little bit of my story so that it gives you a perspective on the reasons why you should look at some certain jobs. I spent 2 years trying to break into tech. Okay, not until I got guidance like the way I am giving you guidance today in this session. And what was it? A mentor told me that, look, as an African in today's world, if you want to get into tech, the career path you should look at, okay, the career path you should look at are one of these three: data analytics, data science, or business analysis. Data analytics, data science, or business analysis. And the reason is very simple. Okay, the reason is very simple. Now, these career paths tick these three boxes that must be ticked. You must consider all of these things before choosing a career path. Number one, it should be easy to learn. Easy to learn in the sense that you, depending on your background, I said depending, forgive me for that. Regardless of your background, you can jump on this and learn it with ease. Okay. You also want to consider the fact that it's easy to transition. Easy to transition because of the flurry of jobs you have out there. And don't worry, when we get to the practicals, you'd see for yourself the kind of opportunities we have, okay, in those three career paths: data analytics, data science, analysis. And because of the volume of paths that come out every single day, it's relatively easy to get into the tech space through those career paths. And guess what? They have fantastic salary projections. Okay, except you don't like money, then don't consider the third option. Okay, when choosing a tech job. Now, there's tech jobs that are tech jobs, but aren't well paying. So you need to keep all of these things into consideration when choosing a career path, either data analytics, data science, or business analysis. Now we're making progress. We came here because we want to know where we should look for these jobs. Okay, and what you can see on my screen now, is a summary list of some of the popular job boards where you can get jobs: LinkedIn, Remote Co, Glassdoor, Upwork, ZipRecruiter, Hayes, Wellfound, Built-in, Indeed, and the list goes on and on. We have so many more than what you are seeing on my screen right now. but just for the sake of brevity, I have compiled all of these things. Now you'd see this sign here on the top right. I intentionally put this sign here on the top right. Who can tell me what this is on the top right? Who can tell me what this is? Who can tell me what that is? Okay, this logo on the top right, what is it for? Fantastic. Chat GPT. God bless you guys. So now it means, at least, even if you've not used ChatGPT, at least you know ChatGPT. You're familiar with ChatGPT, right? So in this age, in 2025, you cannot ignore AI. Okay, you can't ignore AI in pretty much anything you're doing, whether you're job searching, whether you're working, whether um, you are currently in school. You can't ignore AI. Okay, so we I have included this, and you see why that is the case today. Now, because we are limited with time, okay, I wouldn't want to keep you guys in this session for longer than necessary. um okay, fantastic. Now, because I don't want to keep you guys longer than necessary, I will be making use of these three tools, okay, and show you the tricks and tips when you are job searching. Okay, I'll be using ChatGPT, LinkedIn, and Google Alerts. Okay, and I'll show you how to use it. Even if you've heard of these platforms before, okay, what you'll be learning today is genuinely new. All right, and you can work with me. You can try it on your end as I am doing it, so that you can go on to learn one or two things. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is we're going to ChatGPT. All right, so open up ChatGPT. Okay, open up ChatGPT. I want to believe we are familiar with ChatGPT, so I don't need to go through all of the opening up. If you've never used ChatGPT, okay, no issues. Opening a ChatGPT account is as simple as opening a Facebook account. Okay, just type ChatGPT online, ChatGPT. Okay, it may likely take me to um, the page. All right, it's taking me to the page because I've already opened an account. So just search for ChatGPT and follow the prompt. It will bring you to this page. Okay, but I want to assume that so many of us are familiar with ChatGPT. If you're not familiar with ChatGPT, just type it in the chat. So can we use Gemini instead? Yes, you can use Gemini. Okay, you can use Gemini also. There are so many other AI platforms. You can use Gemini, you can use DeepSeek, you can use Claude AI. There are so many these days. Okay, if you are not familiar, like I said, no worries. That's why you are here. Look at what I am doing, so later on, you can replicate it. And that brings me to the attendance form. The session is recorded. If you want the recording of the session, and you also have you also want the slides I'm using containing all of the materials I'll be sharing with you, all of those fantastic job boards and the likes. Fill out the attendance form. Okay, you see the blue link in the chat. Fill it out so that we capture your email and we can send the materials to you via email. Um, after it is once it's available after the session. Okay, so having said that, why are we here now? For those of us who are not familiar with ChatGPT, are you familiar with Meta AI? So Grace, you are one of the few people that said you're not familiar with ChatGPT. Or are you familiar with Meta AI on WhatsApp? Are you familiar with Meta AI on WhatsApp? Grace, I would love to hear. I would love to. Fantastic. So ChatGPT works just like Meta AI. Okay, so what I am doing now, you can actually use Meta AI on WhatsApp for this particular exercise. You don't have to use ChatGPT. If you're familiar with Meta AI, go there and do the same thing. Now, what you want to do here is we've established some of the career paths you should be looking at when you want to get into tech: data analyst, data scientist, or business analyst. So I'm going to take one just for an example. I'm not saying that's the only career path you can search for. I'm just going to pick data analyst and we'll work with that for today's demonstration. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell AI to give me a list of alternate roles that conform with data analysts. Because when you are searching for jobs, let's say you know Meta AI, fantastic. So when you are searching for jobs, right? Let's say I want to become a data analyst. You don't go out there searching for just data analysts alone. Okay, you must also know the alternate versions of data analyst. Am I making any sense, guys? Am I making any sense at all? Okay, am I making any sense? You need to know some of the alternate roles. Else, you just waste time looking for a job. Okay, so what am I talking about? So I'll tell, and you don't want to waste time looking for alternate, keywords. So you're going to say something like, give me alternate data analyst roles. Okay, to help me tell you the reason why you're asking. To help me in my job search. Okay, to help me in my job search. So if your career or if your choice of career is data scientist, you just replace data analyst with data scientist. If your career choice is business analyst, you just replace that with in here. So, and I know some of you may be wondering what's the difference between all those career paths. I'll tell you today. Okay, I'll tell you today, but for now, let's look for how we search for these jobs. So I'm gonna send it and watch AI do its trick. So ChatGPT is gonna give me a list of paths, career paths that I can apply to. Now it's saying business analyst and in brackets data focused, because normally a business analyst, aren't focused on data. So roles like this, you can call it business data analyst or something. Data scientist, junior, associate. You have business intelligence analyst. Okay, business intelligence analyst. You have operations analysts, product analysts, marketing analysts, and the likes. So you have 10, and you can see specialized data roles: financial analyst, risk analyst. So these are roles that you can search for. So now that we've gotten this from ChatGPT, okay, we then need to go to a job board to look for the jobs themselves. So you need to go to platforms like what was it called? LinkedIn. Okay, this is LinkedIn. All right, go to LinkedIn. Let me start from a fresh web page. So you go to LinkedIn. Okay, guys, the attendance form is in the chat box. Do well to fill it out. Now, when you go to LinkedIn, okay, some of you may say you're not familiar with LinkedIn. Okay, if you missed anything that I've done already, so that we don't sleep here tonight, because I don't plan to sleep here tonight. I don't know what your own plan is. Okay, but the session is recorded. What you should do now is fill out the attendance form and listen to what I'm doing. You can always repeat this in your free time later on. Okay, now what you want to do here when you come to LinkedIn is a professional platform that allows you to project your personal brand, in the professional space. Okay, so this is where you get to see, what's it called, recruiters. Yeah, you get to see recruiters, and recruiters get to also see you. Now, what are we doing here? Okay, enough of the talking. What are we doing here? Stay with me. Now, you want to come to this search bar, okay, and type data analyst. And the mindset you want to have. Now I can see Fumilayo, you are raising your hand. Fumilayo, if you have any questions, please note it down. I'll take questions at the end of today's session. All right. I can see your hand has been coming up intermittently. Thank you very much. So I've typed data analyst here, but keep in mind that you are not limited to just data analyst, because you now have 10 other alternate roles for data analysts. You have marketing analysts, you have product analysts, you have HR analysts. You saw all of those lists. You saw that list that ChatGPT generated. So to intensify your search, you are not just searching for data analysts. Okay. So I hope that is clear and we understand that. I hope it is clear and we understand that what I've said. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? Can anyone hear me? Are we together? Okay, brilliant, brilliant, fantastic one. Great. The whole place was set for a while, so I was worried. All right. So now we've come here to search for data analyst. I hit enter. Okay, I hit enter and LinkedIn searching for data analysts. So what I want here is, let me increase my screen just so that you can see it a little better. Okay, now what I want to do here is this. Okay, I want to click on jobs. Okay, because I'm looking for jobs. No other thing. I'm not concerned about any other thing. Okay, I'm looking for jobs. So you can see data analysts. Is showing me results for data analysts in the UK. Okay, so I'm going to change it from UK to EMEA. Type EMEA. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So you don't want to confine yourself to Nigeria where you are, or wherever it is you are. If you're outside Nigeria, you want to be open to opportunities, global opportunities that were out there, especially the remote roles. Okay, so search for EMEA instead, because EMEA covers Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So what I do is I'm going to search. Okay, when I search, you see now I have 14,125 results. Okay, I have 14,225 results. What this means is this: as I am speaking with you now in this session, there are the companies all over Europe, Middle East, and Africa need 14,225 data analysts. Let me repeat that so that it sinks in. 14,225 data analysts are needed. Now, mind, I've not searched for financial analyst. I've not searched for business intelligence analyst. I've not searched for the other keywords, the other alternate roles. Just data analyst. Not making sense, guys. Are we together? So, because of the influx of data analysts that are needed, okay, the ability to get yourself into the role, is a lot easier compared to other tech career paths like, what's it called? You have data engineering, you have software development, web development, DevOps. All of these other roles are a lot more difficult to get because of the nature of the demand. Okay, so data analytics is something you can go into absolutely. Now, are we done? No, we are not done. You can still filter. Okay, and I'm going to place two filters. All right, I want to see jobs that were posted within the past 1 week. Okay, and I love to set this filter because it saves you time. Okay, you're not here to just apply sporadically to jobs. You want to filter so that the kind of jobs you apply to not only gives you the best chance in terms of you landing an interview, but you want it to also meet your needs. Okay, for example, I want to work remotely, so I'm going to click on remote here. Okay, I'll click on remote here and select remote. Okay, I'll select remote and click on show 2K plus results. So let me break this down. Okay, let me break this down. Okay, I had not filtered for date posted. So date posted, I'll click on past week. Okay, and click on show results. Now, within the last 1 week, for remote data analyst roles, just remote data analyst, work from home, you have 764 openings. 764 openings. And let me put that into perspective. If you look at my search results, you can see this particular one, data analyst intern. Okay, remote internship in data analysis, remote, 21 hours ago. KPI manager / data analyst, Morocco, remote, 7 hours. Okay, senior data analyst, 3 hours ago. Senior data analyst, 5 days ago, and you can see the pay. Okay, you have business data analyst, 5 hours ago. This one is 11 hours ago, 5 days ago, 1 day ago, yesterday. Okay, 1 day ago, 8 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 1 day ago, 23 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Now you can see for yourself, okay, you can see for yourself the level of demand for data analysts. And like I said, I'm going to be using data analysts as a demo. It's the same for data scientists and business analysts. Okay, so this is how you search for jobs. Now the next thing you want to look at is, let's take this first one, for example, data analyst at Micro One. Okay, coincidentally, I had once interviewed with this particular firm, Micro1.ai. Okay, so click on data analyst role and you scroll down. Now, when you're scrolling, okay, you see the person hiring for this role. Person is an Indian. You can actually send the person a message. Okay, send the person a message if LinkedIn allows you to do that. Then you want to look at what the job entails. Okay, you can see it's remote, as said. Micro One, they'll tell you about the company, what we offer. You can work from anywhere. Okay, they'll give you healthcare reimbursements, they'll give you Wi-Fi reimbursements, unlimited learning, and more. So these are the things they offer. Now, this is the job summary. Okay, they want you to match the world-class talent and all of that. But let's go to your key responsibilities. The key responsibilities are: you should analyze data to spot trends, create meaningful data visualization using tools like Tableau and Power BI, assist in making strategic decisions. These are the requirements. Okay, your responsibilities, your requirements: proficiency in SQL for data manipulation, Tableau, Power BI. You can see that. So these are the tools. Okay, these are the tools. So the question now is, do you have what it takes to apply to these jobs? Okay, do you have what it takes to apply to these jobs? So you then click on the apply button and you go on to apply. So if you don't filter like this on LinkedIn, you would likely not know, you likely not get jobs that are tailored to your needs. This is a remote job, full time. You're going to be getting salaries, fantastic salaries. Okay, and if I'm correct, if my numbers are correct, as of 2023, Micro1.ai usually pay about $40 per hour for a data related role. Okay, it could have changed by now, maybe a lot higher than that, looking at the inflation and the likes. Okay, so but even the $40 per hour, if you do the mathematics, I want somebody to help me do the mathematics. How much will you be earning monthly if you work 30 hours per week? If you work 30 hours per week and you're earning $40 per hour, how much will you be earning? How much will you be earning in Naira a month? Somebody should help me with that in the chat box. So that is that about that. Okay. Now we'll come into what the career path is. Okay. But another thing you must know as a beginner, getting into tech is Google Alerts. Google Alerts. I don't know whether you've heard it before. Most of us may have not heard it. Okay, and that's why you are here. Google Alerts. Google Alerts. Okay, somebody's telling me 1.8 monthly. You're a big boy or big girl if you're earning that kind of money in Nigeria. Okay, somebody saying about 1.9 somebody rounded it up to 2 million. Okay, that's executive level salary in Nigeria. Only CEOs, okay, take that kind of salaries in reputable companies in Nigeria. So imagine getting that kind of salary. So that's what it is. You're working from home. Now, what we want to talk about next is Google Alerts. Okay, Google Alerts. All right, Google Alerts. Google Alerts. No, the attendance is specifically for this session. Okay, so please fill out the attendance for this session. Very important. And thank you to those who have been helping me out with the calculation. Okay, very fantastic. Salaries. Now let's go ahead, guys. Search for Google Alerts. Okay, so just type Google Alerts on your web browser. Let me increase this so that you can see it. Search for Google Alerts. Okay, search for Google Alerts, and you're gonna see this result. What does Google Alerts do for you? Imagine you have something on the internet that monitors the internet for you. Okay, that is okay. Somebody saying I'm hearing Google Alerts for the first time. You can imagine. Okay, don't worry. Like I said, I would answer questions. Somebody saying, "What if I don't have laptop?" Don't worry. Okay, if you don't have laptop, I'll tell you what to do. All right, but most importantly, listen to what I'm giving you. This is what I'm giving you for free. Is something people will ask you to pay to get. This is value I'm giving you here. Now, Google Alerts is like your watchman on the internet. How does it work? Search for Google Alerts, click on the first link that you see there. Click on the first link that you see. Okay? Now, when you are here, do you remember those keywords? Do you remember those keywords that we used ChatGPT to generate? Do you remember? Okay, do you remember those keywords we use ChatGPT to generate? Do you remember those keywords? It's also useful here. So you want to type the keyword. What you can do is one after the other. You can take like one day to set your alert up, and it will keep working for you for live until you stop it. Okay, so let me see. Let me zoom in. So I want to zoom in so that you guys can see it clearly. So you come here, okay? If you can't see what I'm doing on my screen, it's a pity. Check your network or try to rejoin the session so that you can get to see my screen, okay? So now, let's go ahead. Those keywords, you come here, you type data analyst, okay? But you type jobs. I didn't type analyst well. Analyst jobs. Okay, data analyst jobs. Data analyst jobs. Now, guys, listen very carefully. Google Alerts, as the job is dropping. You remember in LinkedIn, you were seeing jobs that were posted like 1 week ago, 2 days ago, 3 hours ago, and all of that. Right? Are we together? For Google Alerts, okay, the way it works is that when you set up the alert, we'll set it up now, okay, but I just want to tell you how it works. Once you set up your alert, it's going to happen in such a way that as the jobs are dropping, you are getting it in your email. Okay, as the jobs are dropping, as the roles are getting opened, as the opportunities are coming, you are getting it in your email. So are you shocked that not most people know about Google Alerts? Okay, if you're wondering why you did not know about Google Alerts, that's the reason why. Okay, so you can use it to monitor certain things on the internet. So you can set up for maybe 5 or even 10 different alternate roles for your preferred career path. So you can have like maybe 5 different alerts, okay, or 10 different alerts, depending on the what you want to track. Okay, so I'm just going to set up for data analyst jobs. Now you type the career path and you add jobs. You must add jobs to it. Then you want to click on, don't just click on create alert, you want to filter. Filtering is where the whole thing becomes tailored to you. Don't just type, because it'll be easy to just click on create alert and I'm done, I go home. No, you don't do that. Okay, you don't do that. Click on show options. Okay, show options. Now, when you click on show options, something amazing happens. How often do you want to get the alerts? Okay, um this one is saying at most once a day. So if you get the alert once in a day, is it okay by you? Is it okay by you? Okay, but I'll just click on that so that you can see the option. First option is as it happens. Okay, this one says at most one day, once in a day, at most once a week. All right, so if you don't want to be bombarded with emails, okay, if you don't want to be bombarded with emails, all right, or you have a set time where every day you want to be checking the updates in your email, click on at most once a day. That's the ideal. Okay, and if you're on ground, maybe you want to be applying as it's happening, which is fine. Okay, you can set it to as it happens, right? Sources, I'll leave it at automatic. Okay, leave it at automatic. Let it be automatic. Okay, language English, fantastic. Region, you can set to specific, you can set to a specific region. Okay, but I'll leave it at any region. Leave it at any region. So you will then filter from there. How many jobs do you want to get? Okay, do you want to get the best results or all the results? Leave it at only the best results. Okay, only the best results. So it does not bring something random for you. Are you still following, guys? Are you still following, or I've lost you? Are you still following? I hope you are still following. Okay, fantastic. So deliver to, you choose your the email so that you get it directly inside your email. You get it into your email. This is my email. So I'm going to click on create alert. Create alert. And once I click on create alert, okay, once I click on create alert, you see that in my alert, I have one alert, which is for data analyst jobs. That making sense, guys. For data analyst jobs, okay. And then I can set up another one for like HR analyst, okay, HR analyst. All right, I can set up for HR analyst jobs. Okay, don't forget to add jobs to it. Don't forget to add jobs to it. Let's say HR data analyst jobs. Okay, so that you can get the best match for it, and then click on show options, set up what you want to set up, click on create, and then it creates that alert for you. So if I go to my email, okay, all you need to do is just to go to your email, okay, and you'd get the pop-up. Once it drops, you get the pop-up for your, in your email. You can see Google Alerts jobs. Okay, so if you click on that, you see it gives you some of the relevant jobs, okay, depending on your alert. So, and these are jobs that are dropping. You can see daily updates, 7th of May 2025, which is today's date. So that's how it works. Okay, that's how it works. All right, using ChatGPT, LinkedIn, and Google Alerts. I would have loved to show you how you can search on all the other job boards. Okay, but because of time, we need to still discuss some other things within the next 30 minutes at the max. Now, we talked about some of the career paths you need to get into. Okay, we talked about some of the career paths that you need to get into. You need to actually understand their differences. That's data analytics, data science, or business analysis. But one of the things I want to mention to you guys is that if you look at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report for 2025, and the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs is a platform created by world top leaders, okay, top leaders in the in the globe. You have captains of industries, billionaires, politicians on the global scale. They discuss the future of jobs, what jobs are likely to skyrocket, what others are likely to decline. And these jobs you are seeing on your screen, data analysts, anything data related role, business analyst and the likes, it's been projected that between now and the year 2020, sorry, I said 2020, 2020 is in the past, all right? Between now and the year 2030, jobs that are related to data are likely to grow by another 30 to 35%. Let me put it into perspective. When we were searching for jobs, when I typed data analyst, what did I get initially? 14,000 open roles, right? 14,000 plus open roles. Okay. They are saying that by the year 2030, that number on a daily basis would increase to an average of 14,000 plus about half of 14,000. That's about 21,000 in total. They're going to have something like 21,000 open roles. So the demand is likely going to increase by 30 to 35%. Okay, so it's a fantastic career path to get into. But guess what? You need to understand the different roles. Who is a data analyst? Who is a business analyst? Who is a data scientist? Are you interested in that? So I can take the next 15 minutes to demystify who a data analyst is, who a data scientist is, who a business analyst is, and then you get to see which one suits you. Brilliant, fantastic one. So let's start from the data analyst. Okay, let's start. But wait, I want to know you're still enjoying me. Okay, let me know you're enjoying me. Type I am excited. Let me know. Show me something. Let me know you're still enjoying the session. Okay, or I should go. Fantastic. Okay, okay. It's not time for me to go home yet. People are still excited. So let's continue. Now, what is the job of a data analyst? Okay, what's the job of a data analyst? Now, I love to call data analysts storytellers. Story. Once upon a time. That's the job of a data analyst. And you're like, Muhammad, what are you saying? Yes, that's what it is. Allow me to explain. First off, for you to understand the job of a data analyst, especially when you want to compare them to the data scientist, you must know that there are 4 types of analytics. You have the descriptive, you have the diagnostic, you have the predictive, and the prescriptive analytics. Now, you see the first 2 types of analytics. Okay, the first 2 types, that is the job of the data analyst. Descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Now, the question you really want to ask yourself is, what then is, what's it called now? Descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics, so that you can better understand the job of a data analyst. Now, descriptive analytics is the storytelling itself. Okay, storytelling. So As a data analyst, you enter into an organization, you want to get hold of their data and summarize it into charts, visuals, reports that clearly conveys and explains or describes what has happened. And that is what descriptive analytics is. Diagnostic analytics is when you take it a step further to explain using the data why those things happen. Clap for me, guys. So descriptive analytics is when you explain what has happened. Diagnostics is explaining why those things happen using data. None of this is going to be opinion. You are working with data, and that's your job as a data analyst. Okay. And as a data analyst, there are several things you must learn. Okay. There are several things you must learn. All right. The tools you need to learn are Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau, Looker Studio, ChatGPT. Do these tools ring a bell? When we were looking at that job I showed you on LinkedIn, the Micro One job, does this ring a bell? They specifically asked for Tableau or Power BI. Okay. And this is part of what you'll be learning here with us at Nebiant Analytics if you choose the data analytics track. Okay, so Power BI, Tableau. You on top of that, you still have Looker Studio. It's also a data visualization tool. Okay, so when the recruiter naturally sees that, wow, out of all the popular tools that are used in data analytics or visualization, only you know 3 of them. That makes you instantly, attractive to recruiters. Okay, don't worry. Like I said, I'll take questions at the end of the session if you have a question. All right. So these are the tools you get to learn to help you carry out your job as a data analyst, whether it's descriptive or diagnostic analytics. Okay. And that brings me to the job of the data scientist. Now, the other 2 types of analytics, predictive and prescriptive analytics, that is the job of the data scientist, predictive and prescriptive analytics. So the data scientist, in other words, is more focused on predicting. Okay, many of you are following some of this matches, okay, that are being played, UEFA Champions League and the likes. Okay, you sometimes predict. You predict based on whim. Okay, you want to look at some statistics, and then you predict based on the statistics that, based on what has happened in the past, this is what is likely going to happen. And that's your job as a data scientist. You're going to help organizations take their data and use that to predict what is likely going to happen in the future. Okay, and then you have prescriptive analytics. As the name implies, it's sort of you like being a doctor, where you prescribe that, okay, based on what has happened, because you are the professional, you are the one who is going to prescribe that, look, this is what you need to do based on what we've interpreted from our analysis. Okay, and that's your job as a data scientist. And as a data scientist, the tools you need to learn are Excel, Python, SQL, GitHub, ChatGPT, and Tableau. Okay, so as a data scientist, majorly, you go to other training programs, they will teach you only Python. Maybe GitHub also. That's what they'll teach you. Okay, but guess what we've done? We've added Excel, SQL, and Tableau to our data science program because these are add-ons that makes you more attractive and more competitive in the job market. Okay, you'd see that some of the tools overlap with that of a data analyst, but guess what? You'll be using it a lot differently from how a data analyst will be using these tools. Okay, so that is that's about that. So I tell people that if you don't mind writing Python code, and guess what, with the advent of tools like ChatGPT, you can actually come up with your codes without having to rack your head. I can see your hands are up. If you have questions, please note it down. At the end of the session, I would answer your questions. All right. Now we move to business analyst. Business analyst. The business analysis, career path is very similar to what you may already know as project management. Okay, project management. But the difference between business analysis or business analyst and project manager is that the business analyst is sort of like a project manager Pro Max. You have iPhone 16, then you have iPhone 16 Pro, and then you have iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? The business analyst is like the iPhone 16 Pro Max, while the project manager is iPhone 16 is even too big to qualify the project manager. Let's say iPhone X. Okay. All right. So I'm just joking, right? Just to drive my point home. So the business analyst, okay, is not like the project manager that waits until the end of a project before they present to stakeholders. You present the progress of the project by milestone. Okay, so as the project is still ongoing, you present it as you reach some certain milestones to the stakeholders, so that in case if there is need for any change, you can make the changes and still meet the deadline initially stipulated for that project. Now, where is the difference between you and where is the other difference between you and the project manager as a business analyst? Recruiters require that as a business analyst, you are comfortable handling data to a reasonable extent. Maybe not as tedious or deep as the data analyst, but to a reasonable extent, you should be able to handle data. Am I making sense? Am I making sense, guys? Fantastic. So, for that reason, what we've done with our business analysis program is unique. Okay, so we not just take you through the core aspects of business analysis, we have also added a little bit of data literacy inside of it. So you're going to cover Excel, SQL, and Power BI, and these tools are meant for data analysts. Okay, but just to give you, that knowledge of data handling, we have included the we have included these tools. Okay, so again, it is in a bid of making you competitive in the job market by just showing up. So immediately you present yourself, you attract the recruiters to yourself. Okay, you attract the recruiters to yourself, and in most cases you may not even need to apply if you do it right. Okay, there's a way to that. All right. So beyond the data analytics tool that you'll be learning within the business analysis program, you also have Miro, allows you to map out processes, because you may fall into a situation whereby a business, let's say like Jumia asks you, or they recruit you as a business analyst, right? Um, they ask you, okay, right now it takes us about 10 days to deliver our products to customers. We want you as a business analyst to help us reduce that to 5 days. Okay, the first thing you want to do is to use tools like Miro or Draw.io to map out their current process. How do they do things currently? Okay, you represent it in form of a diagram. Okay, I created something like that in a session like this on Monday. So you create the diagram, it's called a process map, and you start to look for duplicate, processes, duplicate steps, and then you consolidate all of that and reduce the time taking to make things happen. Okay, you also have tools like ChatGPT. That's not new anymore. Okay, but ChatGPT is an AI tool that allows you to 10x your productivity. So it asks you the task you'd normally do within 3 hours, you can do it within 10 to 20 minutes using ChatGPT. Okay, you also have Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps is a cloud platform that is required as a business analyst. Okay, Azure DevOps or any other cloud platform, but we've choose Azure DevOps because it's the most popular amongst recruiters. You also have Jira. Jira is a project management tool, allows you to monitor your team and collaborate with your team as well. Okay, and that is business analysis. So permit me to, before I ask you which one you go for, just wait before I ask you. The program itself is for 3 months, okay, with a 1 month internship, making it 4 months in total. And your schedule, your class schedule will be on Saturdays majorly. So on Saturdays, you're gonna get the live class where you join the live for 3 hours. You'd have an instructor, just the way we are on this call. Okay, you have an instructor present their screen and walk you through on real world projects. These are highly trained professionals that are experts in handling virtual classes. So if you've ever attended a virtual class and you say, oh, I don't like online classes, it's all our students have testified that it's a whole different experience with Navient Analytics. And you can go on our social media pages to hear from some of those students. Okay, on Sundays you get DID videos. DID videos, you can see them as preparatory videos. These are videos that prepare you ahead of the next class the following Saturday. So all you need to do is just like a movie. You watch the videos. Sometimes it may involve practicals, so be ready to also practice and all of that. So by the time you get into class, okay, you already have the basic foundation. So all you are doing is building on that using real world scenarios. Okay, so that's how it works. And then during the weekdays, you have session on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday evenings, 9 to 10 p.m. You have what we call your support sessions. Now, your support sessions is such that when you have, let's assume you're looking at some of the DID videos, or you're simply just reviewing what happened in class the past weekend, and you get stuck somewhere. All you need to do is to bring that issue to the support session, and your facilitator will be there to help you circumvent any issue that you have. It's a 1 hour session. You just pop in, complain, and the facilitator helps you to alleviate whatever issue you have. The reason is simple. We don't want you to have a backlog going into the next week. Okay, we don't want you to have a backlog going into the next week. So that's how it is. On Thursdays, you have your mentorship session. Okay, it's one of the soft skill training you get from Navient Analytics as well. Your mentorship sessions, this is where we get to discuss topics like how do you negotiate a salary. This is not something you get taught when you're learning Excel. Okay, how to negotiate a salary is a different ball game than working with a data analytics tool or a data science tool or a business analysis tool. So we teach you how to negotiate a salary so that you can get the best bargain and get the job. Some people don't know how to negotiate a salary. For example, you go into the interview, your hard-end interview, you go there and you blow it up just because you don't know how to negotiate. Okay, negotiation can go either ways. It's either you negotiate too high or too low, and both of them would not get you the job. So we discuss all of that in the mentorship session. So I've also included the brochure for all of the programs in here. So again, if you are just joining us, fill out the attendance form. You came late, fill out the attendance form. If you have not filled the attendance form, fill it now so that you can get my slides, so you get access to all of these things that I'm talking about, including the recording of today's session. Okay, so you will have all of this when you get the slide. So the big question, which tech career path are you going to choose? Type it in the chat. Are you going to choose data analyst, data scientist, or business analyst? Based on my explanation so far, which one are you choosing so that we can take the discussion from there? Which are you choosing? Type it in the chat. Fantastic. Let's see. Data analyst, business analyst, data scientist, business analyst. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, great. Fantastic. I prefer data analyst. Okay, fantastic one. Now that you've decided which career path you want to get into, what is left is to discuss, okay, what do you actually need? All right. What do you need to achieve with this training program? I beg your pardon. Okay, great. Now you need a project portfolio. You need a project portfolio. So as you're attending the classes, you're going to be working on projects, and this project would form your project portfolio. Recruiters want to see your proof of work that you can do the things you say you know how to do. Okay, they do not care about certificates, and I was talking about this with people, recently, that surprisingly recruiters don't care about your certificates. If you mention it, they'll tell you, oh, that's nice, that's good, okay, but they want to see what you've done. They still want to see what you've been able to do. So certificates will not cut it, portfolios will cut it. All right, so that is what it is. This will form your project portfolio, and these are some of our students who have joined us, and they went on to build their own portfolio. Let me quickly just show you one of them. So because of time, let me show you, who should I even show you now? I'm confused. Let me show you Adachi, for example. Now Adachi, and this is it. Once you click, if you click on that link, it's going to pop up. Okay, so Adachi joined us. I think she joined the data analytics program, and with one of our resources that we made available, she was able to build this project portfolio. You can see this is just like a landing page. It's like a website that she created by herself, and she did not write. You will need to write one code to create this thing. You will not, I repeat, you will not write one code to create it. You're going to use Google Sites. Okay, very easy to use, easy to create. Okay, but it looks fantastic once you've done so. Okay, you click on view my portfolio, and you can see some of the projects that Adachi has been able to work on. Okay, you can see some of the projects that Adachi has been able to work on. So, and you can click it for more details. Okay, so just to show you a little bit of that, this is somebody with no prior knowledge in tech, joined us and was able to build something like that, and how fantastic is that? I'd love to show you each of them one after the other, but I don't want to keep you here for too long. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, it was as if I was coming to the end, but I talked about premiumness of our program. Okay, and that is where I'm getting into now. Because we understand that the technical aspect of the training alone would not cut it for you, we have added an extra layered employability support. Now, the extra layer employability support here at Nebiant Analytics cuts across things you need to do to get a job. Just like some of the thing that we did today regarding Google Alerts, LinkedIn, how to search for jobs and the likes, what to look for, how to use ChatGPT, we have more. Okay, you have weekly guidance and mentorship sessions. All right, you have weekly guidance and mentorship sessions. You have CV assessment and job matching, where after optimizing your CV, okay, you still need to learn how to fine-tune the CV to suit each job, because each job is like a fingerprint. Okay, my fingerprint is different from yours. All right, so that's how each jobs are. So your CV has to be tailored to that job so that you can give yourself the best chance to land a job interview. So we teach you how to do that. Okay, you also have LinkedIn profile revamp. You saw my LinkedIn profile earlier. Okay, it boosts your personal brand, and you can look me up on LinkedIn. Okay, send me a connect. I would love to connect with you guys. Okay, I would love to connect with you guys. Type Mohammed Suleiman. You can see my name below my video. Just type it like that. Look for anything red. Okay, I'm wearing red in my DP also. You would send me a connect. I'll connect with you. Okay, so LinkedIn helps you with Rukaya, you're laughing. I'm not sure. All right, fantastic. So if you search my name, you'll likely see a lot of Pakistanis that are bearing my name because my name is very popular. Okay, so okay, anything red. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, just look for anything red, then you see me. All right, fantastic. Now, LinkedIn helps you to boost your personal brand. Yeah. Upwork is a platform, one of the platforms that would maybe I'll do another session for Upwork. I had done it in the past before. If you follow us on YouTube, you would likely see all of that good stuff. So Upwork is a platform where you can get remote jobs, mainly for uh, recruiters or companies that are. Somebody said anything red with glasses. Exactly. I think that's a better description. Yeah, yeah, correct. So, as I was saying, Upwork is a platform where you can get remote jobs working for organizations, mainly in the US. Okay, but there is a catch to it. You don't need your CV on this platform. Your CV is useless on this platform. Guess what? Guess what? Who can take a wild guess? What will make you win on Upwork? Take a wild guess. If I say your CV is useless on Upwork, take a wild guess what Upwork uses. Fantastic. God bless you, Juliet. Portfolio. Okay. Portfolio. All right. Portfolio of projects, reward projects. Okay. And this is where it gets interesting. Now, when you have an interview coming up, you can reach out to us for an interview preparation. And guess what? The interview preparation with Navient Analytics is lifetime. Any single time you get an interview, reach out to us, even if it's after your program has ended. Let me repeat that so that it sinks in. And I want you to let this sit down well with you. Anytime you have a job interview, we prepare you ahead of the interview, even if your program has ended normally. Only a premium tech training program will do that for you. Okay, you have a lifetime access to that. All right. And speaking about lifetime access, you also have a lifetime access to your training materials, all of the materials you'll be using, in the course of the program, your videos, you would have access to it for life. And when you'd enjoy the most is when you've gotten a job, because once in a while you'd need to go back to some of these things so that uh, you can refresh your memory. So, and this is what makes us premium at Navient Analytics. People who have joined us do not need to join any other program ever again. Okay, they can upskill on their own from there. They really don't need any other thing more. Okay, so that is what you get here with Navient Analytics. All right. You also get a 1 month internship. I've talked about the internship during the schedule. You also get reference and recommendation letters. And the cool thing about it is this. When you join Navient Analytics, you can update your LinkedIn and say you are currently working as an associate at Navient Analytics. And what that does for you is that when you get an offer, we are the first person your recruiter would reach out to for a recommendation. In fact, they could tell you to request for a recommendation, and you can boldly, with your full chest, you reach out to Navient Analytics, and guess what? We'll write a compelling recommendation letter on your behalf to ensure that you seal that deal. Speaking of recommendation letters, guys, okay, speaking of recommendation letters, let me talk about some of the people that just got jobs recently, and we have some of our latest testimonials on this page. You can click on this button, and that would when you get the slide, you see this button in the slide, click on it, and you get to see some of our latest testimonials. But there are some of them I needed to highlight for this session. Helene Okai. Helene Okai joined our program, okay? And this particular screenshot, I took it, on LinkedIn. And if you look down here, you'd see highlights. Some of the highlights about Helen is that myself and Helen both work at Nabians Analytics. And this is what we do for our participants. So yes, you came to learn, but it's going to seem as if you are actually working, which is what it simply is, considering the level of real world project you'll be working on. Yeah. So we give our participants the leverage of using Nabians Analytics as their current workplace. So guess what? She received an offer from a recruiter, and I want you to look at this portion. The recruiter asked her to get 2 references, one from one of it should be from her previous employer, preferably. So she reached out to us, and you needed to see the recommendation letter I wrote on behalf of Helen. Okay, she currently works as a junior marketing analyst with the company at the moment. So I wanted to highlight that this is Lebora Awale program. She posted this particular dashboard, and this was what got her job. The recruiter reached out to her here on LinkedIn. Okay, and this was just 1 month into her training program. 1 month into her training program, it happened for her. Okay, and we have so many others. We have Udu Akbasi. This particular participant. 2 companies had to drag for her. I would want you to hear from them by yourself. Okay, the video is here. They talked about it. Click on it when you get the slide. You get to hear from them yourselves. And there are many more. You have Oluwaseun, you have Amaka Anyago, there are so many of them talking about their experience through Nabians Analytics. Some of them how they got to get their jobs. Okay, they are in the slide, so I don't need to read them out to you. All right, I don't need to read them out to you. Connect with them. It's also important for me to mention that we have also featured on top tech boards like Tech Cabal, Business Day, reiterating the fact that we are here as a premium tech training program helping Africans get into the tech space. And I can see people are already asking, oh, how do I get into the program? How much is it? Somebody could not fill the form. That's a pity. You can copy it and paste it on another browser and see if that works. Okay, because to be a pity if you don't fill the attendance form. Our next class is starting this weekend. I want to speak with people who are ready to start their journey this weekend on the 10th of May. This weekend. So these are the people I want to speak with, and I want you to indicate if you are that person. Can you start this weekend, or you want to start in June? And then I tell you how to go about it. If you are that person, just give a thumbs up. You want to start this weekend or possibly in June. Not even possibly. You want to start this weekend or in June. You've made up your mind already. You want to start this weekend or in June. Those are the people I want to speak to now. Fantastic. I'll tell you how to get yourself started either this weekend or in June. But guess what? I need you to pay attention. Okay? I need you to pay attention and wait for me to land so that you can know how you get started either this weekend, 10th of May, or in June. Now, for you to get started with either of the career path, either the data science track or the data analytics or the business analysis track, the majority of you, mentioned which of them you're interested in. The price is a flat rate of 250,000 naira. As of now, okay, you can possibly do that in 3 or 4 installments, depending on when you want to start. Okay, now I'll speak to people who want to start in start May 10th this weekend. If you want to start May 10th, okay, I want you to look at I want you to look at this, okay? I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this. With 30,000 naira, you can secure a seat. So for those of you who want to start in June, with 30,000 naira only, you secure a seat. And whatever happens, whether we change our prices going into the future or seats are not available, that's none of your business. You already have your seat secured. 30,000 naira, and then come June, you then top up with 55,000 naira and you get started. But for those of you who want to get yourself started this weekend with 85,000 naira, you can get yourself started. You get into the class, you get started with your journey, no stories. All of the juicy things I talked about, previously, you start to benefit from them. It's not as if, oh, because you paid just 85,000 naira to start, there are some things we would not offer you. If you have an interview, we prepare you. Okay, as you're attending your classes, you start to have direct lifetime access to your materials as you are learning. Okay, but we've done this so that people can start to benefit from our offerings, even if they haven't paid the full payment. Okay, so with 85,000 naira tonight, you can start your journey this weekend. But if you want to start in June, all you need is 30,000 naira. With 30,000 naira, you can book a slot to start in June. The key thing is that you book your seat now, because guess what? Guess what happens? We have a capacity, and we have a maximum capacity, right? That we, accommodate within the class to ensure that the quality is maintained. So if you come as at the point where we are reaching full capacity, okay, you get to they'll tell you, one of my team members will tell you, oh, we do not have the installment plan anymore. What we have now is a PIF. And you'll be wondering, oh, what's PIF? And they'll tell you pay in full, okay, and then you run away. So that's how we regulate the number of people we have in our classes. So if you want to secure a seat now, secure it now, and let us get you started. That's the account details on your screen. I also have it in the chat box. Okay, with 30,000 naira, you can secure a spot. Once you secure the spot, send a DM, a WhatsApp DM to one of the 3 numbers that you have on the screen. Okay, or you can send it to me directly, 0703 215 8619, and I'll walk you through on how to get yourself enrolled, whether you want to start in May, you want to start this weekend, or you want to start next month in June. So with 30,000 naira, you can secure a seat. All right. So I'll start to take questions now. Okay, I'll start to take questions, but I saw some questions in the chat box. All right, I saw some questions in the chat box. Somebody's saying, Augustina is saying, please reduce the price. So Augustina, what do you want to pay? Do you want to pay the price or pay the cost? You want to pay the cost or pay the price? Which one do you want to pay? Okay, that's the question you really want to ask yourself. Guess what? If you walk away from this offer, okay, you could tell me that, oh, there are several other training programs I could register. Well, I have a list of them, and I could send it to you after this call via email if you want. A list of cheaper options that you can go for. I can mail it to you directly after this call. Okay, but the question is, do you want to go to a cheaper, training program? Okay, and once you're done with that, you still need to register again for another one. After that one, you still need to register again for another cheaper one. Is that what you want to do? Or you want us to work with you, and you will not need any other training program ever again? That's the question you want to ask yourself. Okay, Augustina, if this package was free, would you go for it? If you would go for it, then there is no conversation there. Okay, secure your seats. Let's work with you in class this May. Okay, so my number is 0703 215 8619. I've typed it in the chat box, so you can just pick it up from there. 0703-215-8619. Augustina, I want to see your DM with your proof of payment, so I walk you through on how to get into the class. Who else has a question? Destiny is asking, any provisions for those running weekend programs in the university? Absolutely. So the session is tailored in such a way that it is recorded. Okay. Now, when you're attending the class, the session is recorded such that you can always go back to the recording. In fact, there is a participant currently in, I think, the April cohort, the cohort that just started last month. That participant, her name is Chinecherem. She's usually busy on Saturdays, but guess what? As I speak with you, she's up to date with all of our projects. So what we told her is this: your facilitator is going to be aware that you have other engagements during the weekends, so that they can give you some special consideration whenever you ask questions. So your questions will be attended to in a special manner. You'd also have the recordings, strategically posted, so you would have access to it. And we have your facilitator and your class coordinator working with you so that you are up to date. So we are currently doing that for quite a number of people, so you can also take advantage of that. Destiny. Okay, Destiny, have you sent a DM? I can see DMs coming in. So I need you to confirm if you are one of the people that have sent me a DM. Okay. Okay. Somebody's asking in the chat, Justice, when would the 30K option elapse? The 30K option it can elapse anytime. What dictates when it elapses is the volume of people. Okay. As of now, the 4 installment plan is on. It can close tomorrow. You may come tomorrow, and whoever it is, among my team members that you meet, they'll tell you, oh, it's closed. We are on a PIF, pay in full. If you don't want that, find a way to secure your spots this evening. It's closed. Send me the receipt of payment, and let's move on with what is in front. Okay. Who is next? Let's see who is next to the questions before I start to take the hand. Augustina is saying, please, after the 30K, are we paying another money? Yes, you can see it on my screen. Okay, this is it on my screen. That's the 4 installment payment plan with the description on my screen. I hope that answers your question. John is saying, please, will the course run next year for those who can't afford to apply now, just so we can bear in mind? All right, John, if you are here to bear this in mind, I think I may have to go and cry on your behalf after this particular session is over. Guess what? When you come next year, okay, we are going to be bigger. The prices is going to be, a lot more than what it is now. As we are currently, we are thinking of even reviewing our prices so that we can better control the influx of participants that we have in classes. So I don't think you joined this particular call to just bear this in mind. John, find a way to secure a seat at the barest minimum. Secure your seat tonight. There is nothing you are bearing in mind from this session. Okay, so you can tell me something else. Tell me you don't like my firm. Tell me you don't like my cap. Tell me you don't like my glasses. But don't tell me that you don't have 30,000 naira to secure yourself a seat, John. All right, I hope I answered the question. Juliana says, the 1 month internship, is it for all students, or for, if so, how does a 9 to 5 person cope? The internship is optional and it's for all our students. Okay, so how do people 9 to 5 cope? So you have weekly retrospects. Okay, weekly retrospect. So it's easy for you to meet up with your current job. So we don't want the internship to disrupt your normal 9 to 5. So we've already considered you in all of that ahead of time. So what you have is weekly retrospect to for presentations, meetings, and the likes. So I hope that answers your question, Juliana. Juliana, have you sent me a DM? If you haven't, send me a DM now with your, registration, and let's go on to the next thing. So, if you want to speak, I'll give you the option to unmute. I've unmuted your mics. So you can raise your hand first before you speak, please, so that we can ensure decorum. So while that is going on, I can see another question in the chat. Let me see. Adebola. Adebola is saying, sorry about that, guys. Adebola is saying, I'm not working now and I need to upskill to get jobs. I'm willing to start Saturday, can pay after getting a job. No, Adebola, doesn't work. Okay, if you really want to get the job, you will not tell me that 30K or 85,000 is what is holding you. Look, if you decide not to go for this, Adebola, guess what? Those opportunities, we calculated the salary together, on micro1.ai recently in this session, and people are telling me it's approximately 2 million naira monthly. You are missing out on 2 million naira every month. Every month you decide not to register with us. That's the cost. That's the price you pay for not joining us. Okay, you miss out on such an opportunity every single month. Okay, you don't want to do that. All right, you don't want to do that. So don't tell me that, oh, when you get a job you pay. What do you want to invest in yourself? CBEX came. When was that? Last month. CBEX came. CBEX did what? Scammed a lot of people. Okay, did anybody say? And CBEX collected people's money, okay, and called it investment. Okay, unfortunately for them, so many people lost their money. Now this is you investing in yourself. Come and invest in yourself, okay, not CBEX. Are we together? So Adebola, please don't say you don't have money to, enroll. Obina, sorry, Uche and Precious, I can see your hand up. I'll take your question after Obina now. Obina is saying, what is the total cost if I decide to start this weekend? Your first payment is sorry about that, 85,000 naira, and you start this weekend, okay? 85,000 naira. So the first and second installment together, and you start this weekend. But if you want to start in June, 30,000 naira, you secure a seat and you are sure that nothing happens to your seats, should anything happen, okay? So, Uche, your hand is up. Let me see who raised their hand first. Yes, it's Uche.
Good
Uche,
evening.
go ahead. Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
Very fine, thank you. And you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Okay. So, if a couple,
yeah,
a husband and wife, are interested in your program, do they pay the full fee?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Okay, very interesting question. We do not normally put this out there. Okay, on a normal day, we don't put this out there. All right, but for if you want any form of extra, or let's say discount, okay, on this particular fee, you need to come with 10 people in a group. Okay, a group of 10 people, and then you get further, you get discount on what we have here. Aside that, it's going to be the 4 installment plan. Mind you, this 4 installment plan is not open to everybody. Okay, so the fact that you are even talking about bringing somebody, what I can guarantee you now, Uche, is that you and your wife will get access to the 4 installment plan. Okay, whenever you want to start. But aside that, it's going to be paying full. Okay, or you can get a group of 10 people and then you get a discount. Sounds good?
Well, I think I'll chat you.
All right, no problem. Okay, that chart should come with your receipt of payment. Okay, you and your wife, and then we can discuss going further. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, I'll be expecting your DM. Let's see who is next. Precious, Precious. You're next. Go ahead, please.
All right, thank you. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
Very well. I enjoyed the session we had tonight. Thank you very much.
Guess what? I enjoyed myself too.
All right. My concern, in the sense of
Mhm.
honesty, may not be fake because I'm actually interested. So my concern mainly is, like you talked about, the transition from our different fields to this new field. Well, any background whatsoever in tech, all right,
Yeah.
I'm very balanced when it comes to that. So
Mhm.
uh, I think I would do better in physical class than
Mhm.
the online sessions that we're trying to work out. So I don't know if there's a plan for that because I do better in the physical classes and close mentorship.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a plan for that. I stay in Lagos like you do too, so I don't know if there's any plan for that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Very good question. Okay. Now the question really is, why did we even opt for fully remote classes? And the reason is very simple. Number one, that allows Naviant Analytics to get the best experts to work with you, regardless of where they are located. So we are not confined to experts within Lagos alone. Okay, if we had gone the route of physical classes, then we would need to start looking at people who are in close proximity, and that will show change you when it comes to the level of expertise that you get in class. Number two, you are looking to work in a remote setting because I mean you don't want to waste your time, looking for local opportunities. There are, and they are highly paid, but why not go for more? I mean, that's what you want to go for, right? So when do you want to start getting acquainted to online sessions? I mean, you joined this session, you said you got value for the session, you enjoyed the session. It means you have no objection, okay, Precious? If you look at it the way I'm looking at it, you have no objection anymore. So if you join this session, you enjoyed it, you love how it went, it's, I mean, it's case closed, in terms of your own, objection. So we have highly trained professionals, and let me quickly show you, just so that so that I'm not just talking, okay? Give me a second. Let me show you something. Let me show you what the class itself looks like, so that you can understand um, what I'm talking about. So when you get yourself enrolled, you'd enter into a platform called Google Classroom. We'll put you in the class. So these are classes on the left-hand side. Okay. So, and I don't know, can you tell me what program you prefer first off, so that I show you the class you'll be joining?
Data analysis.
Data analysis. So this particular class, this is going to be your class. Okay. This is going to be your class right here. So you get into that class. The class has not started yet, so I can't show you what's inside. So I'll show you previous classes to give you an idea of what the class would entail. Now, this is the class that started in April. Okay. Once you come into this place, all right, this is going to be your repository of materials, everything you would use in class. All right, everything you're going to use in class will be here. Now, where I want to take you to is this particular class. So this was the class that I held May 2nd. Okay, was it May 2nd or May 3rd? Saturday, the Saturday that just passed. I think that was May 3rd. All right. Now, that particular class, okay, to join participants, you just come here, click on login details, click on this and join. And you'll be in a session like this with an expert, with a professional like myself. Now, in that class, the facilitator is going to come with this material. So before you get into the class, the material would have been provided. So you can even see what is going to be treated in class. Let me show you what the material is before I show you the real thing I want to show you. Now, the material is such that after undergoing all of the introduction and the likes, the facilitator is not going to waste time with the introduction because the DID videos have prepared you already. This is just a recap and for you to quickly fall back to it if you need it. The real thing is going to be this case study. You are going to work on an actual problem in class. Okay, you can see here MTN Nigeria. You're going to work as a data analyst for MTN Nigeria in class. So that gives you real world experience. You can see the data sets link right there. And you are going to build something like this in class. This is the data model in Power BI. It's the first step in automating a data analytics report using Power BI, building a data model. So the facilitator will be in class step by step, one after the other. How do they come to this? That is what you'll be doing in class. So now allow me to show you what the class is going to sound like. Okay, I'm going to just unshare my screen for a while. And before I go and share my screen, let me even show you. This is the class recording. Now, as you are attending that class, the class will be recorded and made available on this platform. And because you have a lifetime access to this platform, we will never remove you from this platform. You have a lifetime. It means you are also going to have a lifetime access to all the content, including the class recording. So this was the class that held this past Saturday. Okay, this past Saturday. So you just come here, click on it, and you can relieve the session. But now I want to show you what it's like. So I want you to hear what the facilitator is saying and how they interact with the class. So I'll stop sharing and share again, but this time I'm going to share it in such a way you can hear the audio of the facilitator so that you can have a feel of what the class is like, just so that I attend to your concern specifically. Okay, so confirm you can see my screen. Okay, you should ideally be able to hear the facilitator once I start playing the recording. Okay, can we see my screen?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, you can see me, but you can't see my screen yet. So don't worry, it's coming up. It's coming up. Yes, you can. You should be able to see my screen now. Can you?
Yes, I'm seeing the screen.
All right. So I want you to listen. Okay. So can we see my screen now? So this is the facilitator. That same slide that I showed you. All right. This is the facilitator. You can see.
So look at the if you take a look at the slide. All right. A key is a okay. This is called the central facts table because per transaction, this guy is always working. Per transaction, this guy is always working. Okay. This guy just only captures customers.
He's trying to explain what they are going to be doing in class. And then afterwards, they will go into the practicals. Let me take it a bit forward so you can see him walking people through the practicals. So, calm down, explained it, and then went into actually getting their hands dirty in Power BI. Now, this is
instead
Power
of
BI.
Workbook.
He's walking people through the step.
All right, use text, comma, CSV. And if that doesn't work,
it's the first thing to click import data set, right? That first box.
Yes. Do you mean this?
That was a student asking a question. That was a student right there asking a question. So, and these guys, these professionals are trained in a way that they can handle virtual sessions. They have at least 2 screens. Currently, I'm using 2 screens. So if you raise your hand, I can see you. If you type something in the chat, I can see you. I can still see my screen, and you can also see my screen. So it eliminates the need for us to tell people that people from South Africa who are going to be with you learning in class alongside yourself to come all the way from South Africa, okay? Because we are so fantastic. They should come all the way from South Africa to come learn when we actually are preparing people to work remotely. Okay, so I hope that this sort of sheds a bit of light to what you're going to be experiencing in the class and how interactive the class is. so that it alleviates your concerns. The concerns you have are very legit, okay, very legit, and I understand. But I hope now that you've seen what exactly is obtainable, in that aspect. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Pressure.
Yeah, it mostly does. I just want to add something little, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not a tech or two, so that's my concern. I'm just being very sincere. Okay, so it means that.
Can you say that again? Sorry, I'm struggling to hear you. Actually, can you say that again, please? Are you using earpiece?
Okay, move that. Is it better now?
Oh, fantastic! Yes, I can
Okay,
hear you.
I was using an ear aid. All right.
Okay, all right.
So I'm saying my concern basically is, like I said, I don't have any background in tech whatsoever. Okay, so that's where my concern is stemming from, because I know that before we get to the Power BI and all of that, I think the background should be Excel, so to
Yes,
say.
you're correct.
So, and I'm just imagining trying to learn all of this remotely already and all of
Yeah.
that, being that I'm actually a I don't want to use the word slow learner, so to say, but I want to get
Okay.
value for my money actually. But I'm sure at this stage already I should have assessed myself to know how my learning capacity is. And I would not want to feel like like you said, I invested in myself and I don't get value for it at the end of the day, even when the tutors are doing their best. All right. That's why I haven't proposed a physical class and close mentorship. All right. So that's the only reason why. So that's my
Okay.
concern, basically. Yeah.
Your concerns are valid, very, very valid. Okay. But guess what? I'll ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind. All right. If I
Please
give you a
ask me
laptop,
anything. I'm with you.
fantastic. Let's say I give you a laptop and I say, can you search for the hibiscus flower on the laptop? I just give you the laptop is off. And I tell you, I need you to search the hibiscus flower on this laptop and send me the image of the flower on WhatsApp or maybe via email. Do you need any guidance to do that?
No, I don't.
You don't. You know how to do what I just said.
Search for hibiscus flower and send
Hibiscus
the
flower,
image on
send it to
WhatsApp.
me. Yes. Can you do that?
I can search for it. So sending the image now will be the concern, sincerely.
Okay.
Since I'll do it on my laptop, how will I send it to you on WhatsApp?
On WhatsApp. Okay, great. The only thing is you need to install WhatsApp on your system. Okay. You install
Okay.
WhatsApp on the system, log in, and the process is simply the same. All right. But if I had told you, okay, send it via email, would you have been able to send it via email?
Yes, I would have been able to.
Fantastic. So if you can do what I've just said now, guess what? You have the minimum requirements to get into class. Okay, we've had cases where there are some students that don't know how to right click, they don't know how to copy and paste. We've had such cases. So, and when we identified those cases, we took a proactive action to ensure that all those basic things they need to know, they know it so that they can function well in class and of course on the job, because what we are doing in class is what's obtainable on the job. So I would not necessarily categorize you as a slow learner if you know
Please
how to.
categorize me. Please categorize me.
I didn't say you're a fast learner. I just said you're not a slow learner.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can learn. Oh, please categorize me, please.
Look, I understand your concern, yeah. So, but I'm just trying to put it into perspective, so that you can understand that, we even cater to people who, find some basic things, somewhat difficult, okay, just so that they have a soft landing. The facilitators you are going to be working with are people who also understand that you guys are not professionals in tech. You are beginners, you're just getting started. So that patience is there. The level of patience you get from the professionals here, you would hardly get it outside. I can tell you for free. So Precious, give us a chance, secure a seat, get into the program, and I'm sure you'll be part of the people that will give us testimonials also. What do you say?
All right. If you have if you are sure that this my concern of being a slow learner can be handled, then I'm good to go.
I'm not even doubting it. Okay, secure your spot. Let's get you started ASAP. Okay, I'll be expecting your DM.
All right.
All right, fantastic. Okay, great. Next person is Neoma. I hope I pronounced your. Is it Neoma or Neoma? I'm not sure what the pronunciation is, but I hope I did not murder your name. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
so can you pronounce your name, please, so that I can learn from?
Okay, so that's an Igbo name. Pronounce it with the E silence. Norma
Okay, Norma. Okay, fantastic. That's
means good mother.
good mother. Fantastic. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, you're
Okay,
welcome.
so or you could just say Ruda. Thank you.
Oh.
So first of all, just like a Precious mentioned, I'm also new in tech. I've always wanted to transition into it and see how I could learn upskill and also earn money. So I'm currently working in a company that I have time and I don't have time. So whenever I have time, I want to utilize it and make use of the resources that I have and see how I can grow. But the question that I have is from the payment plan that was drafted out here, which is a 4 installment plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So if someone that wants to start the class June, can the person, okay, let's just say between from now till for that June, the class for June, somebody gets more than the okay, let's say maybe I have more than 85,000.
Yeah.
Can I deposit that after I've secured my slot? Okay, so I can still pay up if I'm able to complete my payments before the class start that June. That's fine, right?
Very fine. Yes, and what you just said now, surprisingly, okay, and I'm glad you said it in the presence of other people. Surprisingly, most people ask the same question, especially after they've secured their seat. Okay, they come and they say, "Oh, you know what? I know you want me to pay 55,000 now. Can I pay 100K?" And we are like, "You know what? Go ahead, go for it." Some are like, "I have all the money. Can I pay up so that I know I am done with the payment?" And we are like, "You know what? Go for it." So you can absolutely do that. Okay. So what you are seeing on the screen is the barest minimum. Okay, just to make it a lot easy for most people to be able to also benefit. I don't know if that answers a question.
Yeah, that does it. I just wanted to find out if that works.
All right, fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. So,
Okay.
so it means is that the only object? Is that the only question?
Yes, that's the only thing. Just the another thing is just like it's kind of like a country. There's no contribution, it's just a talk. Like I hope I'm able to upskill and learn and earn money. Very, very important though, because all of this is to be able to work and make money.
Norma, let me
Yes,
tell you
sir.
something. Let me tell you something. You see that place you are working?
Yes.
As you are learning with Nebians, you'll be showing them that you have arrived. Okay? You'll be showing them that you arrived. And they will see that if we leave Norma, she will tell us that she's leaving. They would increase your salary. It has happened for so many people, so I'm confident about what I'm saying. So as you're giving them the skills like that on a day-to-day, as you're showing up at work, they'll be like, "Oh, God on call." Do you understand my point? So
yeah, I guess.
And if you're looking to still maintain where you are, maybe just seek for promotions, and on the side you want to do like freelancing using the skills that you learned, fine. That's also fantastic. If you want to transition completely, you don't like where you're working, you want to leave down, work somewhere else as a tech professional, absolutely possible as well. But I want you to take the first option. Okay, first start to apply the skills where you are working. Where can you tell me a little bit more about where you work? So just like
yes, I work in a real estate company, private real estate company. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, what you need to do is this: get hold of their data. Show them the project you've been able to work on. Get hold of their data. Tell them that, or you want to build something that would allow them to track maybe their sales or their revenue or certain KPIs that are specific to the company. Okay,
Okay.
use that, build a project, and come back and tell me what happens. Okay, they won't let you go anywhere.
All right.
You go
So that
anywhere.
works.
All right, yeah. So secure your
Fine.
seat. Send me a DM. Let's get you started. Okay.
I already done that. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic, great.
All right.
All right. So just to confirm, you just secured it, right?
Yes, I just did. I sent you a message on WhatsApp.
Okay, brilliant. So after the call, I'll respond to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, great. Next person, I'll take the two people that are remaining, and then we'll shut down the session. Okay. I have Ame, and that's Barnabas and Rukoya. But before I take you guys, wait. Let me see if I have any questions in the chat. If I want to pay in full now, is there no discount, sir? Elijah, okay? Elijah, don't pay in full. I don't want you to pay in full, okay? You can pay the first 3 installments, okay? And then later on, you pay the last one, all right? There is no further discount, okay? And that's because we are confident about the value that we offer. That discount, that extra discount you are seeking, okay, is not going to break your back. All right, you would even forget that you invested to learn with Nebient Analytics by the time you start getting the value. So go all in. If you can pay in full, go ahead, deposit the money, and let's get you started, Elijah. Okay. All right. So let's go for Barnabas. Let's go for Barnabas, and then Koya.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Mohammed Suleiman. Thanks for the insightful, thanks for the insightful teaching.
Yeah, it's
so
a pleasure.
The question I want to ask is, I use Excel, but this Power BI, I don't know how to use it, and I had from one of my colleagues. Tabla too. There's Tabla, there's R programming. So all those things I'm really interested in knowing it. Just like every other person have said. And like me now, I do have weekend on Saturday, On Saturday I don't really, because I'm running MBA program, but I want to run it alongside with this program because I need it very well. I need it so urgently because in my place we do with data, so, and it's only Excel that I know how to play around with. So that's is it only Saturday?
Okay.
There's no Sunday class or something. No Sunday class.
Okay, I understand your concerns. Now, the classes are Saturdays, okay, but the good thing is that the classes are also recorded. Now, I don't know if you were out one Chinechere that is in the April cohort. She, just like yourself, she has engagement on Saturdays, but as I'm speaking with you, all her projects are up to date. So she constantly reminded me after she secured her slots that, look, remember, I won't be attending class on Saturdays. I hope you guys have me in mind. And what we did was this: we will inform your facilitator that, look, there is one of your students named Barnabas who has engagement on Saturdays. Okay, you after class, you constantly need to check on Barnabas to make sure that Barnabas completes their task. So if it's Sunday, you are free. In fact, that makes sense. You would have the recording already available. All you need to do is hit that play button, and then as you're working, most likely you'll be able to follow through. In most cases, our students are able to follow through. But if peradventure you have questions, you have access to your facilitator. You just chime into the WhatsApp group, because you have a WhatsApp group alongside other learners, And from our experience so far, when people like yourself say, oh, I need help with some, so before your facilitator even gets to answer, somebody in class would have helped you out. All right. So that's been the experience so far. you won't be left behind, in as much as you also are ready to pick out that time that you have extra to then go through what was done in class. Chinechere currently does that, and she's been having a wonderful experience so far. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
does that work for you?
Yeah, that's okay, sir.
Fantastic. All right. So
Thank you very much.
any
I'll
other
do the. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So did you say you've already secured your slot, or you wanted me to ask another question before you went ahead? Your mic is muted, Barnabas, if you can hear me.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we are done talking.
Oh no, I was asking whether you had already secured your slot.
Okay, no. I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow is a little bit dicey.
And it's because I can't transact now. I've done all the transaction I needed to do for today, except maybe after 12 a.m. today. I can.
Okay.
That's the following day, tomorrow.
Okay, don't let me keep you up. Okay, don't let me keep you up too late. So this is what you do. Just send me a DM first. Now, send me a DM. Oh, hello, this is Barnabas. You answered my question. And then so that tomorrow, even if any of my team members tell you that, oh, the installment is off, I can stand in for you that, oh, I spoke with Barnabas. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Rukoya, I'll take you and we'll call it a night tonight.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed.
Pleasure.
You already answered one of my questions regarding availability to class. The second one I had was, is there possibility to switch track? I know you've taken time to explain some of these tracks. If I start off, for example, in business analytics and 1-2 weeks in, I realize I probably fit better in data analytics. Is there a possibility to switch tracks? I know if that window is open, it will be in the earliest weeks, but is it possible?
It seems you already have experience running an edtech business, because the terms and condition is what you actually rightly said. Within the first 2 weeks, if you want to change track, you can actually do that. So it's part of the T&C with the program. So within 1 to 2 weeks, that's before your second class. Okay, the second session you join. If you feel maybe after the first class, if you feel that you want to switch, then we can make that happen for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, fantastic. So it sounds like you've already secured your slot as well. Am I correct?
Yes. Not today, long before now. But I still come to the taster session.
All right. Seems you're having a great time yourself. That's fine. Good to have you.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, don't sleep on this one. It's not so. If you are still here and you've not secured your spots, now I'm wondering, why are you still here? That's why I'm wondering why you're still here. Okay. If you want it, go for it. Don't even look back. Don't consult anybody anymore. Just go for it and send me a DM. Let's get you started. And you can be part of the people that will give us testimonials. Okay, so guys, I think I enjoyed myself. So if you had sent me a DM already, congratulations. I'll respond to you once I drop off the call. And see you in class. Have a wonderful night's rest, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Bye, Precious. Good night.